guys and gals, welcome to my channel. This is Amy Katz Colors, and in this video I'm going to be participating in the halfway to Halloween tag, which consists of 10 questions that have been started here by some lovely YouTubers. I first saw this on Coloring with Tess, and she's coloring on YouTube. She was tagged by Gwen the Trash Witch, and I believe the original is from Happy Haunts Library, and I watched that video too. Is really neat. I'm a huge fan of Halloween, so I jump on any opportunity to do something kind of Halloween related as much as I can. This one is not specific to coloring. It's just something fun to do to, kind of get you thinking about Halloween and that we're halfway there. And so I am going to tweak it just a little bit. I've made it my own by adding a few questions at the end that are related to coloring. So if you are a colorist out there, either on social media, or you just like to participate by adding your responses to the chat, that will be a lot of fun. So while I'm going through the questions, I'm going to be coloring in one of my books. Before we get started, I was just going to share with you a couple of things. So I do have some Halloween items because I love it so much that are actually sitting out in my craft room all year long. The first one that I pulled out here is this. It's like a piggy bank from Whitman's, like the chocolate candies, Whitman's candies. And I've had this since like elementary school, I think. Elementary or middle school, I'm not sure, but I've had it for a really long time, and it's just got some change in there and stuff like that. But I love Peanuts, I love Snoopy. I've had this for a really long time. It's always been with me. So I have that sits out on one of my shelves. And then this one's relatively new. It's from Five Below, Care Bear, that has a little jack-o'-lantern on his tummy. Isn't that so cute? And it's got glitter on the inside. I really like that. So that sits out too. I have not put that away. I decided that one's going to stick out all year long. So I'm going to color in this one, Spooky Corner, Cozy and Cute Halloween Coloring Book. And since it's still spring, or it is spring, I selected this page to color in while I'm gabbing it up. And it's Spooky Plants. I figure since we're in the middle of spring, I could also use like primarily pastel colors. So here's some color charts just for like some swatch charts for some of my alcohol markers. So I think I'm going to try to do pastels as best I can, and we'll see how that goes, and then answer some of these Halloween questions. So let's just go ahead and get started. And I've got my protective sheet behind it, and I am ready to start. So the first 10 questions, I will just tell you they were a part of the original tag, and I'm going to stick with those, and I'll add mine at the end. But the first question is, are you a fan of haunted houses? And like everyone else who has so far, the videos that I've watched for the people that have been doing this tag, my answer is the same. Shocking, I know, but my answer is no. I am not a fan of haunted houses. I, in fact, avoid them at all costs. So I'm definitely partial to the comfy cozy. I didn't mean to say comfy cozy. I'm talking about the coloring books again. I'm a fan of the whimsical, magical, and cute Halloween vibes. I like those aspects of it. So like a children's version of Halloween. I do enjoy some spooky and sometimes scary things. I'm not you know, I'll even do some of the horror films, like older ones particularly. I'll do some scary movies. I can deal with books that are scary. I can read a scary book, but not so much on haunt. There's just I'm not a fan of jump scares. I scare really easily. It's just too much for me. It's too much for me to handle. So I don't. Now, if it's a cute haunted house, if it's a Disney something, then yeah, I'm okay with it. But I haven't been to too many haunted houses. Okay. The next question is, what's your favorite ghost story or haunted lore? So I had to think about this one for a while, and The Legend of Sleepy Hollow is definitely a fun one, but I'm not going to say like I'm a huge, like, it's not something I watch every year or anything like that, or I don't know. I don't know that I have any other real connections to that one, but I was always a fan pre-Twilight. I was always a fan of vampires, and post-Twilight, but my point is it wasn't because of Twilight. I was an Anne. I keep talking like past tense. Sorry. I am a lover of Anne Rice and her vampire series, The Vampire Lestat, Queen of the Damned. I haven't read all of the vampire novels, but I really was into that. Dracula, the original Bram Stoker. So I would say probably the lore of the haunted lore associated with vampires. That's the only thing that really kind of stands out to me, because I know, like, I've read, you know, some of the literature and stuff, and they were always kind of fascinating to me. Now, I did read Twilight, and I did enjoy Twilight, but it's just like a different category to me. And actually, I introduced my daughter, who is now 13, to the Twilight series earlier this year, and I hadn't watched those movies in a really long time. But anyway, and that was kind of fun to do. The next question is, do you plan on Halloween decor hunting this year? If so, what items do you hope to find? So, first of all, shout out to another YouTuber who I discovered last year, Jade the Libra. I thought of her immediately with this question because that's what she does. She goes out all year long and to find all the things that are spooky Halloween. And I love it. I just love it. I love her whole aesthetic. I love that whole thing because I love Halloween. And so I think that's really cool. Just all year long she does that. And so she did post a video for Halfway to Halloween, and it was about decorating for Halloween. And she's been doing this for a while now, I think. Her channel is pretty big. But she was decorating her fireplace, her mantle for Halloween. It was really cool. So here's the thing. I have years and years and years and years of Halloween stuff. And I'm to the point now in my life where we're just super busy with 2 teens and all the activities and things that come with that I don't pull everything out. I don't pull everything out anymore. So most of it just stays in the attic. What I really need to do is unhaul and donate some stuff. I need to do that across the board, but for Halloween, for sure, I need to de-stash, probably. So I can't say that I'm on the hunt for Halloween decor. Now, that being said, if I am going to look at it, I will still go shopping, and if something catches my eye, I will get it. I try not to get too much, though. But I enjoy looking at all the Halloween stuff, and I get really excited when we start to see spooky things out in our retail stores, and that usually happens. It seems like it's super early, but I think it starts in like what, August? Maybe. I want to say as soon, it could be even July, but like as soon as like 4th of July passes, it's almost like, all right, next big thing. You got back to school and then Halloween. And so now we have back to school in like August, mid to late August, where we live. So I think I do remember last year, because I was trying to find stuff in the store. I think I was like waiting for the Target dollar spot to transition to Halloween. And I think it was after the school started. So it was probably in August. So no, I'm not going to be hunting if I find something cool. But I need to get rid of some stuff, if I'm being honest. All right. I'm not doing a whole lot of coloring because it's really, I appreciate all these people who can film and talk really fast and get through the content and cover like what they need to cover and color at the same time. I have a hard time doing that. I feel like the last time I did it, I was really slow. I slowed down. So I'm sorry. Let me go to the next question. And maybe I'll be done and then I'll just have to fast forward through the rest. Number 4, candy corn, love it or hate it? How about I like it? Can't there be an in-between? I think so. Because I make it a point to eat it every year. I like it. It's not my favorite candy, because my favorite candy is probably chocolate and peanut butter. But I do try to at least get one bag of candy corn during the season. And you know, they sell it all year round now, and they market it as, you know, they'll have different colors, but still candy corn. Like it'll be like the Easter candy corn. The fall mix, you know, whatever. But yeah, I like it. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I definitely enjoy it. But I know that, you know what I really don't like, but wish that I did though, were the Valentine's conversation hearts. Like they're super cute. I love the design. They just scream Valentine's Day to me, but I cannot make them taste good. To me, I do not like them. They are not good. Like they sell other things that look like them that are like, you know, gummies or different or sweet tarts or whatever. But the original conversation hearts, sorry to switch it from Halloween just really quickly, but yeah, those I feel like, yeah, love, hate. But I like candy corn. I'm somewhere in the middle. I know it's I understand why that was a polarizing question. Number 5, the next question is, are you big into costumes and dressing up for Halloween? If so, what's your favorite costume of all time? Yes, I love dressing up. It is one of the reasons why I love Halloween so much. I think it is so fun. I love it when people come up with really fun and unique ideas for their costumes. I love it when people do homemade costumes. I wish that I had, I guess, the motivation and time, skill, whatever, to do some of that. To do that, or like cosplay. I kind of always think about maybe that would be cool to cosplay things too, but I haven't always. A lot of my costumes through the years have been just store-bought, but I'll do, might do my own jewelry or accessories and makeup and stuff like that. But I do have a standout, and I will pop a picture. This might be the first time that you've ever realized there is a real person behind the phone filming. And I'll show you a picture of this. So in 2022, we did I don't even know what you call it now, but it was some type of it's not really immersive, some type of experience challenge on our phones using an app that was Alice in Wonderland themed, and it was a group thing, and it was in October, early October, before Halloween, so I ended up using the costume twice, or maybe 3 times even, but it was Queen of Hearts, and we went with a group of folks. My daughter was a Cheshire Cat. I really got into it. I made this, I made it up. It was simple clothing, like a dress and everything, but I jazzed it up. I made the little hat out of a deck of cards. I had a bunch of heart things from Valentine's, and I pieced the costume. I had a staff, so the picture is not going to show a full, because I don't know that I had many pictures of the full costume, but you can see, and I love the makeup, and it just turned out so well, that I had a fun time with that one, and I really liked it. That's my favorite, and that was a few years ago. But yeah, I mean, I think I dressed up most years for Halloween. I won't say every year, but we had a lot of Halloween. We've hosted a lot of Halloween parties too over the years. We haven't done it lately, but that's always fun. Okay. Number 6 is, what is one activity or experience that is on your spooky season bucket list this year? I'm going to change this question a little bit, because I'm going to change it to just in general. What is on my spooky season bucket list in general? It doesn't necessarily have to happen this year, but I have 2 things so far. One, so we're Disney nerds, or at least I am, and my daughter, I would say. We've gone to Disney a lot since my husband and I started our family. We were going every other year. Sometimes one year we went twice that year, but we've never been for the Halloween. We've been for Christmas. We usually go during the summer. Now, we've been a couple times in August when they had already started decorating for Halloween, but it's not the same. We didn't attend the Mickey's Very Scary Halloween, I think that's what it's called, thing. I should have been watching what I'm doing, y'all. I'm sorry. I think I'm zoomed in enough to where you can see what I'm coloring. We haven't gone to the official thing that includes the night parade and the they do the candy for the kids and stuff, but for the trick-or-treating, and they do some shows or whatever. We've never done that. So that's on my list. And I'm not sure. Thought maybe we were going to do it this year. I'm not sure exactly when we're going to get to that, but that's something that I want to do at Disney World. I have not been to Disneyland, and that's another thing that's on my list, but that's not really related to this video. The other thing that for Halloween or spooky season that has kind of been on my list unofficially for maybe the past year or so is that I think it would be cool to go to Salem and celebrate. I have done zero research on this, and I've not watched videos or anything on other people doing it. I think I've seen some pictures of people who have been there, and it may or may not have been around Halloween, but I think that would be really cool. Those are the 2 things. My bucket list for this year, kind of the same things that I would say for every year, which is, get pumpkin spice stuff. That's really fall, but look at Halloween decor, get some Halloween candy. I don't know, color. Color. Now it's like totally about the coloring. So yeah. Number 7 is, what book, series, or movie screams Halloween to you? So I am all Hocus Pocus. I love Hocus Pocus. I grew up with that one. That's my favorite. I also love Peanuts. Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. I actually hadn't watched Halloween Town. Sorry, not sorry. Until like 2 or 3 years ago for the first time. I don't know. I guess it's just I missed that whenever that came out or whatever. So I liked it. That one doesn't have the nostalgia for me like Hocus Pocus does. So I haven't resumed my coloring because I'm trying to figure out my colors. So give me a moment and I'm going to come back once I figure it out. Okay, I think I'm good for my next steps on the coloring. I don't know why I just start and stop the video, edit, whatever. I'm sorry, guys. All right. But it had said, yeah, book, series, movie. So I think I answered that one adequately. It's all about the Hocus Pocus. Now, I also love Beetlejuice. I was really excited when that new one came out last year on my birthday in September. That was really cool, and I really enjoyed it. Again, very nostalgic for me. Okay, number 8 is, how do you typically spend your Halloween night? So I told you I'm the mom of 2 teens, so for the last many Halloweens, it's been trick-or-treating with my kids, but that's kind of coming to a close here soon as they are kind of getting older. The last few years, my son, he's the oldest, he's 15, he's been going out and getting some candy, but really just taking the opportunity to hang out with some friends, walking around the neighborhood. My daughter still went trick-or-treating last year. And I don't know if she'll go this year or not. We haven't talked about it yet. But yeah, I've been mainly taking my kids trick-or-treating for a while now, for Halloween. And if I weren't doing that, I'd probably be at home handing out the candy. So handing out candy and watching movies, like Halloween movies. A lot of times, obviously it's not always going to fall at the same time, but I do remember so I love Dancing with the Stars, and they usually have a Halloween week where they, dance in fancy costumes that are Halloween themed and to Halloween music. Sometimes that'll be on Halloween. I remember it specifically, but obviously it's not always going to be that day. But yeah, chilling at home with a fun Halloween cocktail or wine and watching a movie. That's what we do anyway once they get back from trick-or-treating. We usually order pizza or have pizza somewhere, either here or family. Sometimes, a few years, I have made like a cheese ball in the shape of a jack-o'-lantern that is coated with crushed Doritos. And that's really fun. But yeah. I'll be kind of sad when I'm not trick-or-treating anymore with my kids. And I think what I want to do is I'll have to get some groups of adults together and do like trick-or-treating with, I I've heard where some people go from like house to house and they have like a different drink or something like that for Halloween. It doesn't have to be drinks, it could be food. There's a name for this whole experience and it's just not coming to my mind right now, but when I go to edit this later, I will pop it up. Where you host and you travel around from house to house, and each family or house is responsible for like a different oh my god, course of the meal. You know what I have realized is when I try to film videos here lately after work, my brain is like not cooperating. It's like does not compute. Requires a restart. I don't know. Anyway. Okay. That was the closest. This is the closest to black because I'm gonna stick with my pastel colors here, and that's the closest to black that we're gonna get. All right. So the next question is number 9. What does Halloween mean to you? So many things. Halloween was really big for my mother. We grew up, just Halloween was always a big deal. We had lots of parties. We did lots of things. She loved Halloween, and so I loved Halloween. And I just can't imagine it any other way. Come on, marker. There we go. So I love that it's magical. There's fantasy. And it's just really fun. You get to, I mean, if you think about it, it's like, here's one night when you can kind of pretend to be something else if you're dressing up, right? If you're doing the whole costume thing, you can dress up and go around to strangers' houses and get candy. No, but in all seriousness, it's just a lot of fun, and I love the colors, the orange, black, purple, green. So the whole vibe. I love pumpkins. I love the fall. So I think that helps too, is like fall, autumn is my favorite season. So I think that has a lot to do with it as well. So I already love the time of year and everything that comes with it. The pumpkin, the apple, the cider, But, okay, my computer is going to sleep. Don't go to sleep because then I can't see the questions. All right, there we go. So yeah, I love Christmas just as much, honestly. I always have I don't know, they tie for first. I love them both, but I do love some Halloween. Okay, and then number 10 was tag your spooky friends. So here's how this goes. Like, you all are welcome to participate in this tag. Either you can do you. There's the original one. That's the original 10 questions. You are welcome to participate in my version. That's going to include, I'm doing 13 questions. You are welcome to participate in it. I'm not going to tag anyone specific. I'm going to tag the people that started this and the ones that I know wanted to see the answers, but you are welcome to participate. I will have in the description a copy of the questions so that you can have that quick reference. And yeah, feel free to participate. All right, so I have a few more questions that I've added on that are coloring related. Get us to 13. Lucky or unlucky 13. And so number 11, do you color any, oh no. Okay, so number 10 in the original tag is tag your spooky friends. I changed number 10 and then added 11, 12, and 13. Okay, so my number 10 is how many specifically Halloween themed coloring books do you own? And you can define this however you want. I'm including my Mythagoria, and I'm including like witches, which I had it up here earlier from Yusiku. Has a lot that are Halloween, but they're not all Halloween. In fact, she has witches through the year, which is around the seasons. But anyway, I own 8, and they include color by number, but they are specific. I mean, if I'm doing this one, I could do Tales from the Witch's Cottage, which would give me 9. So I have 9, unless you don't want to count those. But so I have that many. And honestly, until last year, I didn't own any, which was really sad. I had previously owned kids' coloring books that were Halloween, but I just didn't know this stuff, existed, until I really got into it last year. What I knew existed before was just stuff that you could buy at like Target and Barnes & Noble, Five Below. But there's all these gorgeous books that are out there. Thank you, social media. And then I have a handful of other books that have like all the seasons and holidays and stuff, and like have some Halloween related books. So I probably have another grouping of those that have some spooky theme pages. So that was my actual number 10. This is going to be such a fun time editing it because I feel like I'm just all over the place. Such a fun time. It's going to put me to work. All right, so then my number 11 is, do you color any horror or any, I guess, like beyond the cute and whimsical and more graphic, scary Halloween stuff? So that's a question, because for me, I thought I would never like it, and I really don't like a lot of it. I don't like a lot of the dark stuff. However, I did purchase my first Mythagoria this year, and it is Haunted Hearts, and it is gorgeous. To me, it was different. When I looked at the pages, they evoke a lot of emotion. I don't like that I chose this color. And I don't think I meant to. I think I meant to do it as the back, but it's fine. I'm going to keep it. I know I could change it because you could do another marker over top of it, but I think I'm going to stick with it. It's fine. So I don't have beauty of horror, or beauty horror. I don't have any of those. I don't like all of the Mythagoria books. And there's like a bunch of other stuff out there that's really kind of dark and creepy. I don't like gory just for the sake of gory, if that makes sense. I like things that have some amount of emotion or beauty to them, which is why I really like that Haunted Hearts. But I think a lot of the ones that came out this year that are Mythagorias, like, I really like them, like most of them. And I really like the Haunted Hearts. Done only one in there so far. But yeah, I previously said, no, I don't color any of those things. I don't like them. And I like dark fairy tales from Kirby. I know it is on the darker side, but I just think they're beautifully done. Okay. My number 12 is, what is your favorite completed Halloween coloring page? Okay. I did prepare for this one, and that's why I pulled out the Witches book from Yusiku. Discovered her last year, and she has a compilation of the witches, but there's 3 different witches books, and then there's Lonely Pumpkin, which I got my daughter a Lonely Pumpkin book. But my favorite page is in here that I did last year, and it's this one of the 2 ladies at a tea party. So I love my afternoon tea. But I just love how this turned out. I did one of the palette challenges for the month. It must have been, I don't know if it was, it probably was October 2024. Probably from Amanda Colors, if I had to guess, because I like doing a lot of hers. I did the background with an acrylic paint pen. This one is called Hanna Tea Party. And it's just adorable. I love her illustrations. These books are so cute. I need to color in them more. This is my favorite Halloween page that I have done. I have done a lot in these like square books that are the bold and easy, and I have done some color by number. I like the color by number too. So that's my favorite page. That is a Halloween page. And then the last question that I came up with to add on to this halfway to Halloween tag is, do you color Halloween all year long? Okay, hold on. I'm going to be right back. Okay, this one is actually the first Halloween book that I got since I've been doing this last year, and it is Summerween. So to answer this question, I color Halloween stuff all year. This was the first square book that I ever got. Let's see when I printed it. June of 2024. It's the Amazon printed from Happy Dish Publishing. And this was such a delight. I was so excited. I was like over the moon when I got this book. I pulled Spooky Cutie from Coco Wyo because this is another one that's really cute. And I had this tagged. So like I did this one in February, you know, with the heart and all the pinks. And here's my Nightmare Before Christmas page flags. I was ready to go with that. So yeah, I color all year long. I don't color as much on the off season, but I definitely am not opposed to it. I can't say the same about any of the other seasons or holidays. However, I will do Christmas during Christmas in July. Because I know that's a thing. So, all right, guys, not shocked at all. Didn't get a lot of coloring done here. I'm going to continue to work on it some more and then fast forward through that, and then I'll show you the completed page. But thanks for joining me. Would love to have you participate in this if you so desire. Do be sure to check out some of the other videos on Halfway to Halloween. I'm really excited because some of these videos, they've tagged these people that are also fans of Halloween and spooky season, and now I can go check out their channels because a lot of these I had never heard of before. I actually had never heard from Happy Haunts Library before, so that's really cool. That one's new to me. So anyway, that's going to be it for me until I finish coloring this page. Thank you and see you soon.